The Nikon 14-24 zoom lens is legendary, partly because of its supreme optics and partly because it's got a bell end on it that'd make Ron Jeremy jealous. Adding to the long list of different equipment that I've destroyed in my time, I also killed one of these. Okay, so if you're a Nikon shooter, you would have heard of this lens. Its optics are just astounding. I've never tested a zoom lens, which is as wide as this, that's still as sharp, as faster focused, as contrasty. It's just a stunning overall performer. But surely having such a huge front glass element that makes it look like a fisheye with a beer gut is an obvious weak point physically in the lens, right? Well, maybe so, but that's not how I damaged mine. Okay, so I was traveling. I had a small backpack. I was packing my 24-70 on my D700 into the bag, and then I had the 14-24 tucked in along the bottom section of the bag, so it was sitting flush with the bottom of the bag. Foolishly, I threw the bag over my shoulder without realizing that I'd undone one of the straps, and it fell straight to the ground. Oh, fuck. There was an absolutely sickening thud, and when I picked up the lens, although it seemed to be functioning okay, when you zoomed the range from 16 to 14 mil, it got really stuck, and when it would finally rotate through, there was a clicking sound as it made it to 14. Now the images were still all working fine, but it seemed like something was definitely misaligned inside the lens. So I took it into Nikon Australia. Now, to be honest, the service was fantastic. Within about a day, they had a report to me saying that it was damaged beyond repair and that it would need a barrel replacement. I didn't know exactly what a barrel replacement was. Turns out that means they actually exchange the entire lens. They get them sent in just without the rubber rings on. They put new rings on and they just exchange it out for a brand new lens. It was over $1,000, but way cheaper than getting a new one or getting a replacement lens, just getting a replacement barrel. And they gave me all the paperwork I needed for my insurance. It was covered and it only ended up costing me a little bit instead of the whole price of the lens. So two important lessons that you can take away from that. First of all is have insurance which covers damage caused by stupidity. Really important. Second one, if you're carrying it in a backpack or you're carrying any of your gear in a backpack, check the strength of the padding on the bottom of the bag. That's generally the weakest point because if it falls off your back, that's a 4 or 5 foot drop onto concrete or whatever you happen to be walking on. Now, to be fair, the bag was well designed. It was well padded, but the lens it's fragile. It's glass and steel. Dropping it from that height, the jarring action can put things out of alignment. So now I do put extra padding in the bottom of my camera bags, but to be honest, you're still really risking your gear if you drop it in the way that I did. So don't be stupid like I was. Be careful with your gear, make sure you've got it insured, and make sure that bottom section of whichever camera bag you're using, if you're storing, valuable, precious gear in that bottom section, is really, really well padded. Okay, now admittedly, that's the third expensive piece of equipment that I have destroyed and told you about. But if this is your first time on the channel, that's not all I do. I've got over 900 videos up talking about all different techniques and tutorials and teaching stuff and explaining concepts. So please do subscribe and check out the different videos I've got up here. You can jump onto that nikonguy.com and sign up to our mailing list for more. And then there's also links to our Facebook and Twitter below that you can get involved with. So thanks for stopping by. Leave me any questions or comments and I'll see you soon.